Well, Gaffer, that game had everything. You controlled the game for large periods and then came under, well, incessant attacks, and then you go up the other end and score a winner. I suppose that shows the character of the side.
Well, I think there's three totals for me. There's total control for, on 70 minutes or whatever it is. When's their goal? First goal?
Yeah, around that, yeah.
Yeah, so total control for then. Total disarray for 10 or 12 minutes. Total football for the winning goal. People should watch this winning goal. It's popped out, 4 or 5 passes, get to the byline, old style. Tommy Robson at Posh, cuts it back. And I said, Ivan, Tony, to everyone in the week, we get a goal. It wasn't just a goal, I thought it was good. But, you know, for me, we've come here, we've dominated against a good side. I watched their game, the full rerun of Charlton. Southend dominated a lot of that game, but they didn't dominate today. But they did get 2 goals. That's what Chris Pill's teams are about. They've got character too. They fight, and there's a lot of like Coxey and Whitey and that. I know in that Southend team, they're never going to give in. They're like our lads. They could be 6 down in the fight, and they got the goals. And listen, if you're 2-0 up and you come 2-2 at Southend, you know you're going to weather a bit of a storm. The crowd got up. Their supporters are brilliant. Every time I come here, they get right behind them. But credit again to the Posh travelling support. I think they're in disarray at 2-2 after being 2-0 and looking like it could be more. But wasn't it wonderful to see the goal in front of them? Wasn't it wonderful to see Big Ivan, who missed a heartful the other night, celebrate in front of them? But it's not about Ivan. I just said to them there, it's about the team. We got Jamie on the pitch for 60 minutes, fell off your legs, our legs fell off, whatever the phrase is, proper phrase. Thought brought Marcus on, made a big impact, of course, and assist straight away. Brought our talisman in terms of what rate Joe Ward done when we had to steady the ship at Watt. Brought Tony on, and Jason's his better days up front, and we could have made 1 or 2 more today. And there's a lot of people on that bench really, really now demonstrating that they should be in the starting team, which is for us for great. But this is listen, we take no glee from this. This is a hard place to come. Thank you to our chairman. We travelled down nice and early yesterday. And thank you to Barry for a few words he said as well when we needed him, you know, last couple of days. So this is a real team effort. This is about Peterborough United Football Club, from our cook in the training ground, our chef for the boys, and to our office staff, to our turnstile people, to of course the most important people of all. And it's not even Darren McAntony, it's the supporters. Listen, they're making that journey back home tonight, and they'll be absolutely ecstatic, and I'm so pleased for them.
And a lot of work goes into set pieces. It doesn't just fall into place. You've scored 2 goals from set pieces, down to some good movement and some good delivery as well.
The first goal is we've worked on it all week. Dembele in short to Cummings to pull it, and Matty Gordon to spin. Mark Tyler said straight away, we've been doing that since Wednesday, and he was right. We get that one, and then the second one, we know what Marcus Maddison can do. You see me getting Dembele off the ball. We know Marcus is going to put it in a good area, and Matty Gordon does what he does. He follows up tremendous. But I'm just pleased with the character. I keep saying when in the summer, you know, we'd have lost here last year. That's not about Grant McCann. We'd have just lost here. We'd have lost under me, and it was a different group. This group is in that dressing room. You know, they're down. They're disappointed. They're disappointed that we've allowed a team come back into a game. Isn't that sure such a wonderful spirit? And you could see what it meant. The whole bench was as if we'd celebrated winning the cup final. And we've got 3 points, but 3 points now is the same as 3 points at any stage of the season. And it's a real tough league, Phil.
It's actually the first win here since 1999, which says a lot in terms of how difficult this place is to come. And I think people around the country were looking at this result and saying they keep going, don't they?
Well, I've come and watched Posh here, and I've made that long journey back up like we all do, and it's not been good days. But I said to the players, we've set the record of the 5 straight wins. We want our supporters to be throwing records at them, and I said to them, you know, there was a big onus in this game today. Charlton come here and win, very fortunate, but they win last week. We had to come and show Charlton and others that we can come here and get a result, and there would have been a lot of happy other clubs and supporters around the country when it went to 2-2 and thinking, well, Posh are probably going to lose. But listen, we'll lose games and we'll be in front and we'll lose, and we'll be behind and we'll lose. But we've got such a fantastic spirit. Those guys are tremendous. They were having a sing-song on the way down yesterday. Normally I'd be snapping on that. But it was a relaxed one. It wasn't a hyper. It was just a little tune. And Rain said, let them enjoy these days. And I'm sure it may be a little bit louder on the way home.